So think about the options when making a delivery, either, parcel, food delivery, whatever it is. We're talking about delivery. How can you make that delivery? Like literally, how can you make that delivery? You can drive there, right? You can use a vehicle. You can drive a e-bike, let's say, right? You can drive a scooter. Okay. Even, and I've done it, you can walk there. You can do a walker shift to deliver that, whatever it is, that thing, right? Well, I want to show you this. I saw this a couple of weeks ago, possibly a new way for you to deliver that's being piloted in one city. And I need to ask you, is this a viable option? Is this going to make sense? Is this going to be the new way? Is this something that a company is going to provide for you, for your side hustle? I need to react to this and give you my thoughts. Okay, yes. Above me, you can see the title here. Envision in your head here. The title reads, UPS tests tiny battery-powered cycles in New York City. Get that image in your head here. Let's see what this thing looks like.
Right now, the streets of New York City are awash with cars, bicycles, scooters, cabs, pedicabs. But you can soon add something new. UPS is testing out a new vehicle to deliver its packages. And if it catches on, the company hopes it will make
look at that mobility
step toward saving the planet. Getting around the city is no easy task. And if you're delivering more than 2 million packages a day, any edge to help squeeze through the congested streets
Think if you were doing this on Amazon Flex
Enter UPS's
or Walmart Spark
delivery truck.
UPS is testing out a new way to deliver packages using our eQuad bikes.
eQuad bikes.
Manhattan.
They might look like the signature brown trucks, but that's where the similarity
Or like
stops.
DoorDash, imagine that, right?
Slimmed down eQuad bikes are now zipping through the city's most hard to negotiate spaces.
So we're testing out in New York. Just
all right, I need to step in here for a second. eQuad bike, can you imagine that? Now, it said what? Manhattan, New York City, obviously super congested. But imagine if a company gave you one of these, like you go to the Walmart, you hop in there, you leave the car or whatever, or you go to like a Dash Mart and they have a certain amount of these at the Dash Mart. You park at the Dash Mart and you jump in one of these. So it's efficient. You're not using your own vehicle for the miles, the wear and tear. You can, park the thing easier, right? And if it's, let's say, restricted to city driving, okay, like your metro area, wherever that is for you. I could think of this in San Diego. I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but still, right? For all those reasons that we mentioned. Again, not even using your vehicle. Let's get back to this here. Not using your personal vehicle. All right, let's go on.
On the blueprint of New York City and the complexities.
The company believes Manhattan
Look at that clear front.
is the perfect place to test out these vehicles.
So the city is ever growing. And as you can see, there's many bike lanes that we've seen all throughout the city. And so why not have an eQuad and test that out and see if we can also have success there.
The battery-powered bike goes about 15 miles per hour on its own, but can go even faster depending on how hard the delivery driver pedals. And while it may look small, it can carry more than 400 pounds.
All right, hold up.
I think they're really efficient.
Hold up. Do you see that park job? So this is battery and also...
The battery-powered bike...
Look at that. It's a battery-powered bike. Obviously it says UPS, but again, imagine this was in like the colorway of Walmart Spark, Amazon Flex, DoorDash, and they loaded everything for you. Well, you could load it yourself, whatever. And the driver's right there. I like the clear front. It's kind of cool. It's exposed, to the elements. Here in Pittsburgh, I'm like, geez, we get so much rain, but I could see that in San Diego.
It goes about
Look at that parking.
miles per hour on its own, but can go even faster depending on how hard the delivery.
It looks like shaking a little bit. And then the anchor says it can go up to 15 miles an hour depending how fast the driver pedals, and kind of said that with a slight laugh. My gosh. Okay. What if you don't pedal? Well, it's an electric bike. Comment down below. And do you like drive an e-bike? How is it? How would you? Oh man. And again, we're here in Pittsburgh, like we got some hills, man. But like if I was doing this downtown, then that would be fine. And I imagine this is like the best place for it. I know they're piloting this in Manhattan. Could you see this in your city? Like it's got a battery, but you have to pedal a little bit. The parking looks pretty slick though.
Delivery driver pedals. And while it may look small, it can carry
here's a driver.
more than 400 pounds.
Shout outs to you working out there, Manhattan.
get packages around the city.
Have you ever seen one?
I've never seen one. That's why I walked over here, was to come look at it.
Only about 3 feet long, the bikes are designed to fit in spaces that big box trucks can't.
Wait. It's not 3 feet long. That's not 3 feet long. He just said about 3 feet. He means 3 feet wide. Well, I guess, that's obviously the measurement we're assuming here, right? It's not 3 feet long. I know what you mean, though.
Only about 3 feet long, the bikes are designed to fit in spaces that big box trucks can't.
I like the way it is. I like that it's a nice e-bike that I can ride around, move around in the city in.
Maybe best of all, they are friendly to the environment. The battery has a range of about 40 miles. No gas emissions here. If the program is successful in the city, UPS says it will expand.
Oh, did you hear that? If it's successful in the city, it will expand. Not it might expand. It will. All right, let me give you my thoughts on this. I'll give us our little our screenshot right here to look at. It will expand. Okay. E-bikes. It had the environmental impact, right? 40 miles of range. Is that enough? 40 miles of range with some manual labor. It's an e-bike. I've never been on an e-bike. I've been on a bike, right? 40 miles of range is doable for a 2 to 3 hour shift. It really depends on where you're driving. And another thing, now keep it. Let me make this distinction right now. I am almost 100% sure this UPS driver is employed as a W-2, an employee versus an independent contractor. I could be wrong. I'm just kind of assuming here. Comment down below if you know for sure. But let's assume this was given to you as an independent contractor. But clearly, it's their property, and you have to sign a whole thing and whatnot. 40 miles of range. When I do food delivery here in Pittsburgh, comment down below, please. But how many miles do you drive? Let's say 2 hours, Because think about it. If I'm doing $25 an hour, that's our goal for you here on the channel. So 2 hours, $50. If I'm driving 40 miles in 2 hours for $50, I like you to do a little bit better than that. How's the math on that? So $50 divided by 40 miles. Yeah, it's $1.25 paid out per mile. That's fine, but that's kind of the floor that I want for you. I want like $1.75. So usually my point is usually I'm driving less than 40 miles in those 2 hours. But you can't go super long. You can't have a 4 or 5 hour shift if it's only 40 miles of range. But I'm guessing that's not the intent, because it is so dense only in metro marketplaces. You're not driving that far. Right. So it makes sense. Now, our final point, if it goes well in Manhattan, and this was posted about a month ago, expanding to different marketplaces. I could imagine that, listen up. I could imagine this in, parts of California, dense urban markets, maybe Miami, parts of Florida. And then there's weather too. Like if I said Texas, or even Florida and California, there's weather. And then even here in Manhattan, there's weather. But clearly, we wouldn't use this thing when it's in the winter, right? As long as the weather makes sense. This is really interesting. Would I do it? Let's answer that. Would I do this? I would do it. I would do it for you. I'd give it a go and report back. Only as an independent contractor. Because I know most all of us like the flexibility that you get from being an independent contractor versus scheduled on shifts as a W-2, uniform, etc. If they gave this to you as, again, like stationed at Walmart, the Amazon warehouse is usually further away. So that wouldn't, unless they would have to have a more central warehouse in the city. Because I'm assuming this would all have to be in city driving. And then, anyone really. I would certainly do it. I'm trying to think of, if you are an independent contractor, how would that work versus giving you assignments? What I mean is, it makes a lot more sense in giving you assignments and then having you deliver versus having you choose. And I know that's not ideal. So I could see GoPuff doing this, because GoPuff, you don't really have a choice. You go to the warehouse and then you get what you get and you deliver it. So maybe this could be an extension program where you can drive as an independent contractor, which means you can start and stop as you'd like, but then maybe they'd give you a certain amount of orders, but then that takes away some of that freedom. Could this even be used as an independent contractor, right? Or would this just only makes sense for W-2s because, again, once you start having some of that control over the driver of, hey, you know, especially when it comes to shifts, like you're driving during these times, it leans more towards W-2. But again, I mean, Amazon Flex does it. Amazon Flex has you sign up for shifts. So there's a whole lot to discuss there. I just wanted to show you that because I think there could be a huge discussion of like, would I do this? Would it make sense? You don't got to use your vehicle. I mean, if you're a one-car household, you know, your spouse, partner, friend, anyone could drop you off in a vehicle. You could use one of these for a shift. And you could do this. You can make money with a one-car household. I just thought of that. That could be pretty neat. And I would do it. It looks kind of fun. And I get some cycling in, albeit hopefully on the flat metro area. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I wanted to show you this. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like. You can also click or tap the screen right here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.